I miss that delete all button. Building is very straining for both the body and the mind. It is I, Menace Snowdecker. Welcome back to another YouTube video of BeyBlade Land. And we are finally starting our next build. Tyranno Beat. Before I do anything, though, I never thought I would be saying something so... I can't even choose a proper word for this. Entertaining, strange, bizarre, oddly inappropriate sounding on my channel. Tyranno, beat them cheeks! Tyranno, beat them cheeks! No, I'm not doing this for humor. Yes, it is a real person. Tyranno, beat them cheeks. Thanks for the stickers. For those who don't have context, there is a Beyblader somewhere around Illinois, Wisconsin area, named Tyranno Beat Them Cheeks. And I ended up paying her for custom stickers, so I got 4 custom stickers. It seemed appropriate given the timing that I was building Tyranno Beat, and her name is literally Tyranno Beat the Cheeks. Okay. Enough giggles. Time to build. First things first, though. I need to build one of these. Now that I think about it, I should have actually kept that sign. Okay, I'll need you. I'll need some red dye. Uh-huh. You know what? The Beyblade itself is pretty much all red, and the bottom is a light blue. So I'm actually going to use a light blue for the bottom just to signify the bay. That's better. It doesn't all have to be the same. It just, I want to get the point across when I make it. You know? Okay, great, thanks. Besides, the rain will probably turn it to concrete anyways. Okay, before I do anything, I need to add some spacing in here. Because I do not want to start building this and then find out, uh-oh, I built it too close. Now I got to move it all back 5 blocks. That would suck. Okay, so that's your limit. Given that, 2, 3, 4, 13. It's about 13 spaces in. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. No. Too close. Too close. I don't want to risk any chance of overlapping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That looks good. That looks far enough. The last thing I want is to move an entire build But you could copy and paste it. I don't know how to copy and paste it. Shockingly, yes, I don't know how. A lot of you know how. I don't. Why? Because I tried it once before, and it didn't like me. It didn't want to work. So I gave up using it or trying to use it. Why? Because it wouldn't work for me. You all got your routines. You got yours. I got mine. There is no hate in building of Minecraft. Yes, some people make trashy builds, but gosh dang it, we are a community. We stand on principle, and the principle is inclusion. If you're a builder, you're a builder. You don't gotta be beautiful at it, you just gotta know how to do it. And it's so simple. You take a block, you slap it down, and then you repeat, and you do it again and again, until eventually you have a build. Huzzah, there we go. I hope I spelt all that right. If not, one of you can just go ahead and beat me up inside the comments. There we go. That's beautiful. Rex Jura. I was trying to figure out who the actual blader was, and I'm going to be honest, the internet is not helping me at all. It should, but it sadly did not. I mean, I did find it in the end. Okay, I'll give it that. I'll give it that, but, it doesn't help when I type in Tyranno beats owner in BeyBlade, and somehow all I get is the image of the actual Bey. Can we get some people on the internet who are actually trying to post more images of the actual bladers themselves? Is that me asking too much? I don't think so. Let's see, the center point's right about... I'm going to go with right there. That one seems correct. At least I think. There you go, Menace. You did it again. You lined it up perfectly just by staring at it. I thought it was this one at first, but then I was like, nah, some doesn't seem right about that line. So I tried this one, and huzzah, I was right. Oh, is it going to be night soon? Where's the sunset? Oh no, it's noon. Okay, never mind. We just saw a chicken disappear, replaced by a sheep. Okay, time to start the build. So first thing we need is we need to start building the Quake driver. I'm going to try to actually build the original combos of each BeyBlade. So if anybody recommends a combo that is not the stock combo, then I'm just going to ignore it. As for the Bey itself, yes, I will build the Bey, but no, I'm not going to build all these different combos that are competitive and not the actual Bey itself. It's actually gotten on my nerves a little bit how competitive it's gotten. Because people look at a Bey, they're like, nah, that one's trash. I'm like, dude, whatever happened to just having fun with the Bey? We all did that with Istros back in the day. Or the Clock Gear Bey from... you know, Metal Fusion, Metal Fight, whatever term you want to use. Okay, but it's not competitive. Screw competitive! I just want to have fun. Is there a lighter one? No, there is not. I mean, Diamond's lighter, but it's also too shiny. I don't remember who sent me that comment, but they were right. I could definitely use a BeyBlade mod. Oh. I suck. Okay. Yeah, none of that's going to be useful for me here. So, I'm just going to go with the light blue concrete. Sadly, I can't use any mods in here because I'm in Bedrock, not Java. I mean, I could easily buy some mods on here, but, I can't integrate it if it's already been made. Sadly. Moving on. Okay, so how many does it have? How many gears? How many lines of teeth on it? 12. Okay, so it has 12. 4 of which line up with the actual side of the Quake driver, and the rest of it do not. Interesting. You know, it's interesting here because I would have thought they would have tried to line up all the teeth on the gear around the Quake driver just to increase its chancing of hooking, but they did not do that. If I look closely, there's a lot of spacing in here where they never went to the bottom of the Quake driver. This is also going to be one of the most painful builds. I'm just trying to pick whatever angle looks the least painful. Sadly, I think lining up the ratchet might be my best idea here. Yeah, that's good. Close enough. If I'm being honest, I don't know which one's going to be more painful, the face bolt itself or the actual metal surrounding it. Either way, this will be painful. So let's start with the Quake driver. So just to get my idea here lined up, I need enough spacing that I can get all the teeth on the driver itself. That gives me 8, and that's nowhere near enough. So let's try spacing that out a little bit more. I'm going to try to keep every single bay close to the same size. That'll create the idea that they're all cross-compatible. Why am I so nervous? Am I really that close? Holy crap, I am. Okay, and that's exactly why I wanted to do all that spacing. That's exactly why. Just doing a basic math inside my head right there, that was going to come awfully close to the side there, even with all that space. So, no. I'll have to move that sign later, but I can do that later. I don't have to do that right now. Besides, it wouldn't be the first time that some Minecrafter did some behind-the-scenes editing and building or mining. As I thought. That one. Okay, good. You know, I'm just going to add a little bit more, just to be safe, because I do not want to deal with that at all. If you're a builder and you've had to move an entire build before, you know exactly why I'm trying to add adequate spacing here. Nothing is more infuriating than a build you built to be separate, overlapping with one of your other builds that you don't want to move. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I can see that working. But how big did I make the center? Man, I really am an idiot. Is that the same? Okay, it is. Good. Just gonna casually break you apart. Nothing to worry about. Okay, so 3. I'll put you back together momentarily. Don't you worry. Okay, so this is 5. So that makes the inside 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, good. Another good thing about a hollow build is you can easily take it apart and study it from the inside. And you can learn quite a bit quite quickly. But now I got my first problem. That's a 5. So I need to space this out one more time. There, that equals 7. Now we just extend it. We round it out a little bit. That'll give it its little circular feel. Looks like I made an eyeball. It's the blue eye of Sauron. He's come here to take all your souls. Alright, now for the next step. I gotta delete almost all this. I'm not joking. I'm building a Quake driver, so it has to be able to quake. So before I do any of that, let's go ahead and just build this up so we can keep the teeth in. And then we'll slowly delete it as we build up to get that proper quake angle. The Quake driver has been around for a very, very long time within the actual BeyBlade community. One of the first versions I've ever actually seen was actually from Metal Fusion. It was this one blader who had this Bey with a very unique driver on the bottom, almost pointed even. Okay, so it's not that steep of an angle. So it keeps in contact with these 4, so that part's fine the way it is. Like I said, we're just going to slowly build this up. It's not that steep of an angle. But it was funny because the dude held his launcher at a complete sideways angle. An angle that is deemed almost impossible to launch like. And it was such a funny scene. Okay, that helps a little bit. Two. How would that look if I did 3 layers of 2? Yeah, that's close. That's pretty close. I can work with that one. I can work with that one. I forget which one used it inside the burst era, but I do know that there was one like that. I just don't remember which Bey it was. There's a lot of BeyBlades. There is a lot of them. One, two, three, four, five. There we go. And huzzah! We have sufficiently... Not yet. There you go. We have defied physics. I give you the floating driver. What, not funny enough for you? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm not the type of person that enjoys making all the very bizarre BeyBlade jokes. I know there are people that enjoy that. I'm just not really one of them. And I think I've already messed up. That's why I deleted those. Okay, there. Problem fixed. Delete that one. Delete that one. That gives us our 5s on the corners. Not a bad start. Now it gets a tad trickier. I need to keep it at a similar level. So I'm thinking... It only goes down to a certain point while most of the driver is surrounded by the gear itself. Which means there is a section where there's basically no teeth at all here. But it starts up here. So I'm thinking about there is where we have them. Then we delete them here. There. And right here. But then it shows them on the other side. So we keep the next 4. No, I'm not gonna change the weather. I'm not gonna get rid of the rain. If there's anybody complaining about that, please note, I don't care. You think the weather cares when you're ready to work and when you're not? No. It cares about, am I ready to drop my payload of rain? And it's ready to drop its payload of rain. You can't control everything. But Decker, you can control it right now. Yeah, I can, but I'm not going to. Why? Because that's the natural way of life. We can't alter it in real life and get rid of the rain, but you can do it in the video game. You're right, I can, but I'm not going to. Why? Because that's the way it's supposed to be. And if you're triggered by that, I'm sorry, but I like the rain. Shut it! The rain is good. It waters the plants, it gets plants the water that they need, the plants then proceed to grow more. It refuels the water that fills up lakes, ponds, and rivers. That goes to the dams that also holds more water, then goes to more factories to help produce things, the things that you have at home. Admit it, you can't survive without the water. Now, why would I turn the water off when they need it just as much as I do? I'm not changing the weather. Screw you. It's my weather, dang it. It's my weather. I'll let it rain down like mountain fire if I want to. It's my weather. Okay, now it goes up a little bit more. And then it extends outward. Those ones are kept very small, actually. So let's go 2 and then a 3. Actually, make that a 4. Oops. There we go. And we have to do this all the way around. Assuming that I build one Beyblade at a time, and I don't do recolors, I don't do the special editions, I don't do the remakes or remolds or whatever it is that they're going to do. And I do this a few videos for each one. Last one was about 6, I think. And I get a couple done every single year. Actually, more than a couple. More like a few. I could easily be building Beyblades until the day I die. And guess what? I'm still not going to finish them all. Assuming I'm doing the math right. This is just my second one, too. So knowing that right now actually kind of hurts. Because there's just that many Beyblades. There's so many of them. There really are. I mean, I'm not complaining. I love Beyblade. I'll build these builds till I'm dead and gone. It's just doing that math kinda hurts a little bit. I don't mind though. If I am to be the only one, then the only one I shall be. Why did I build 2 outward? What am I doing? There we go. Dum-dum-dum. There, we now have the basics of our Quake driver. It feels a tad off, though. Like it's too spiky. I guess I'll just trim off these corners. There we go. The rain's gone. See, you just had to be patient. I didn't want to be patient, Menace. I wanted to see the rain go away. Shh! It's a part of nature. Get used to it. I don't want to get used to the rain. Well, guess what? Your mother didn't raise no weakling, so get used to it. It looks funny. It still looks funny, but it looks a tad better. You know what it looks like? It looks like a pixelated form of Squidward's head. All it's missing is the nose on this side. I crack myself up sometimes. Boop. Here we are, a building. Okay, I want to see how many spaces I added on the last one, because I don't remember. Okay, 1 outward. Okay, good. That helps me out a little bit. I wonder, does Prismarine look better? Not really, no. It looks brighter. Fine. Warp slab it is, then. I'm pretty sure I might have compared that earlier, and I just don't remember. Okay, one outward, and then the rest of that space has the slabs on it. I don't know why, but my brain is going to a negative memory. My master, my friend, my teacher, whatever terminology you want to use, he was trying to convince me that there was a certain type of driver used by... It was either Crimson Garuda or Feather Phoenix. It was one of the two. But he was telling me I should definitely use this driver because it'll be good. It doesn't come off as easily, and it goes up a little bit and then goes back down. It's harder to hit off, and he was going on and on and on about it, saying that I should definitely use it. And I kept telling him, I don't know, it's the only one of that driver I have. After much talking, he somehow convinces me to try it. And then after one match, he breaks the driver. I was very pissed off when he did that because A, that was the only driver I had. B, now I had to buy replacements. C, I had to buy a replacement for my replacement. Because that was the only one I had. If I was even going to use it in tournaments. And D, I had just gone through my entire previous paycheck. Unfortunately. Being an adult is hard. I try very hard to take care of my stuff and maintain it. So when he broke that driver, I was very furious. Knowing that I just had to pay money that I did not have to spend at that point. That sucked. It's okay though, I forgave him. I still like him as my friend, and I still respect him to a degree. But dang it, I was not cool with that. Okay, this was 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. There we go. 5 spacing on the inside. While still keeping it slightly rounded on the outside. And we're only 33 minutes in. Holy crap. Okay, that solves it. The driver is by far the easiest part of any BeyBlade. You cannot change my mind now. I am convinced. Dang it, no. There we go. Da-da-da! There we go. The bottom of the bay is already done. Huzzah! This makes me really wish that I had some, you know, sideways slabs. Actually, I don't like that. Space that out just a little bit more. It's not rounded enough to my liking. Building a perfect circle in Minecraft is pretty much impossible. There are people who have done it with armor stands, but they had to use mods to do it. That are very complex commands that people can only begin to try to understand. No, I like it the way it was. Let's not do that. Well, there we go. The bottom of the bay is now done. I'm going to be honest, I almost can't even see anything on the inside here. So I can see the cylinder for this part. The part that goes up inside it. But that's pretty much all I can see. I can see the two white sections inside, but nothing else. So I'm not going to go into full detail like I did on that one, because that one I could actually see it all. This one I honestly cannot. And I got no idea how far I gotta go right now, so I'm just gonna build this up slightly. This is nice, though. I actually get to skip some of the detail. I'm only building what I'm seeing. Alright, that's that. I'm not going any farther than that. Unfortunately, there is a slight issue here, because the whole entire ratchet uses two different shades of red. And I don't have two different shades of red. One's lighter, one's darker, but I don't have that. Most unfortunately. And I don't really have any substitutes here. That's a bummer. Oh well, can't control it, just have to make do with what I got. I wonder if I could make a tinted form. Let's try this out. No. Okay. That's not going to work. I thought maybe if I put a layer of tinted glass on the inside just before I put on the last layer, I thought that would work, but after looking at the design work, that's just not going to happen. So much for that idea. I'll be honest, the outside is a bit darker, and I can't really see past it. So I guess I could substitute a really dark red. Red nether brick, perhaps. Red nether brick it is. It's not going to look as pretty as I want it to, but that's all I can do here. There are major limits to standardized Minecraft, to what you can do and what you can't do. You just have to be creative with how you find a way around it. That's all you can really do sometimes. And look at that, we are almost out of time. But I have time just enough to get the main layout here started. So this one caves in a little bit. I just heard one of those weird sounds again. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then... Shocker, it only covers the first 4 teeth on both sides, so that actually lines up perfectly. I don't need to change a thing. but then it builds outward into the form of a hexagon. So that is going to be a little bit tricky for me to recreate here. Actually, one more. One more on all these sides. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the whole design work here, but I'm going to try in the last 5 minutes. Because dagnabbit, I like ending my videos around 45 minutes. Let's give this a try. Okay, that helps. This next portion rounds to a point because it's part of a hexagon. So 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That seems off. No. 2 angle. 2 angle. Make that thicker. Two, 1. Better. Much better. One, 2. 1, 2. Let's do that all the way around. I'm not convinced that that is perfect. And I'm going to have to probably build that up slightly afterward. Yes, I was right. Because it rounds. But for the moment, I just want to get the... Oh, wait, hang on. You're not a hexagon at all. You're something else. You're an octagon. Okay, I thought you were a hexagon. Man, was I wrong. I was way off on that one. So I can just leave that one the way it is. Build this 4 out all the way around. I didn't even see it at first. There's so much red on here I can barely see it. Red is a darker color, so it's a lot harder for my eyes to focus in on all the points. I saw 6 sides, but then I looked closer and I saw 8 instead. I don't know how I saw 6 instead of 8. My brain must be tripping a little bit then. Okay. That was an eye-opener. Okay, so what if I... 2. Corner. 2. 2. 2. Bingo! Just as I thought. 4 spacing all the way around. Now I just recreate that. I'm going to have to build this up later, so these blocks I'm putting down is not permanent. It's just temporary. Okay, let's see here. Two, 1. Done. Right in the nick of time. 45 minutes and 17 seconds. It doesn't fully look like an octagon. It just looks like I built a circle on top of a circle. That's okay, though. I got the driver done. I got that done in this video. That makes me happy. So next time we'll be working on the ratchet. Now, if nobody minds, I have a standee I need to move. Alright, well, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you like the start of Tyranno Beat, give this video a like. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And like always, this is Menace Snowdecker signing off, and I will see you next time. So bye-bye. Have a great day, everybody. Don't forget to smile, because remember, smile a day goes a long way. And I hope to see you all back here again soon. Hey, one more thing before you go. Could you please check out the links in the description below? And maybe recommend a few more BeyBlades for me to build somewhere down the road. The one after this has already been decided. It's going to be Killer Bayfall. But as far as that one goes afterward, anything goes. So, give me some recommendations. I'd love to build more. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.